Anurag with the Avail project. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, doing well. Fine.
You guys just came to Vietnam and just launched last month, right? The mainnet for the blockchain. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah. So, I mean, in general, if you kind of look at the history of blockchains, what has been happening since 2009, 2014, 2009 was when Bitcoin came out, 2014 was when Ethereum came out. Ethereum was the first general purpose blockchain. And then most of what has come generally known as layer 1 blockchains are these examples of monolithic blockchains where like one team is building out all the components of the blockchain. And there are limits to what monolithic blockchains can do. Like in the analogy, like I like to say of apps on the internet, like apps on the internet do not live on one single big supercomputer. Like they live on separate servers and are scaled independently based on demand. And so I don't think like blockchains are any more different. Like the architecture of blockchain is evolving in that direction, in the sense that rather than assuming that all the world's transactions will live on one single monolithic blockchain, Avail is really infrastructure for the modular blockchain evolution. So blockchain architecture is getting more specialized, and we are componentizing into more specialized bits. So blockchains like Arbitrum, Optimism, Polygon, Starkware, zk-Sync, and more are focused on what is called the execution part of model blockchains. We are focused on things like the consensus, security, and data availability of this. Combined together, this form what is called the model blockchains.
Now, I've seen something on your site that says something about something that you guys do differently as far as your consensus. You guys, instead of doing I think you might have to help me on this, instead of nominated proof of stake, you guys are doing a delegated proof of stake?
No, instead of delegated proof of stake, we are doing nominated.
Okay, that's the opposite. Okay. All right. What's the difference there?
So in general, like when you are bootstrapping a new, like Avail is a new blockchain we just launched last month.
Okay.
And every new blockchain has to go through this phase of progressive decentralization.
Okay.
And in general, like lot of new blockchains choose delegated proof of stake. Like if you look at, let's say, the Cosmos chains or chains that use Tendermint, for example, like all of them have probably 100 validators, and the top 5 or 10 validators control more than 67% of the stake. So they become very centralized in that sense. We implement something called nominated proof of stake, which is very different. Like we actually support at the moment up to 1,000 validators. In the future, we can go up to more than 10,000 validators.
Wow.
And the main thing that we focus on nominated proof of stake is this thing called fragment, which kind of enables us, which kind of helps us in stake decentralization. So instead of stake getting distributed in a few validators, it gets distributed throughout the entire validator set. And so it just helps in getting more unique validators running the blockchain. And so we typically what we want is high number of validators and a very high Nakamoto coefficient.
Okay. And then what are the advantage of utilizing your chain as far as compared to others? I know that didn't Optimism also try to come out? They're coming out with something. They announced something I think a week or two ago about. They're trying to do some sort of interoperability play, right?
It's called a super chain.
Okay.
So Optimism is of course one of our partners, and what they are building is this. What you mentioned is about the super chain within the Optimism ecosystem.
Okay.
But see, this is the problem that we are trying to tackle, right? Like we are a solution that is roll-up blockchain agnostic.
Okay.
So we work with Optimism, but we also work with an Arbitrum, with a Polygon, with a zk-Sync, with a Starkware. Now Optimism has the super chain.
Right.
Arbitrum has something called the Orbit ecosystem. Polygon has something called the Ag layer. zk-Sync has something called the Elastic chain. Starkware has something called the L3 ecosystem. So all of these are building interoperability solutions between their ecosystem. like
Right.
between
So the one for Optimism is only for layer 2s, correct?
only for
Okay.
Optimism, OP Stack layer 2s.
Okay. But you guys are going to multi-chain.
Yeah, we see all of these are part of the Ethereum ecosystem. It's
Okay.
not like Optimism, Arbitrum, Polygon, GK Sync Stacker, all are
Right.
Ethereum layer 2s.
Okay.
But the interoperability solution for Optimism only works within the OP stack.
Okay.
Like, and so
Got
what
it.
I want to do is unify all of this together.
Wow. Impressive. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to some more developments with your project. And what chose you guys to do Vietnam for part of your launch?
Yeah. So actually, I came last year around the same time here.
Okay.
Probably we made quite a few friends here. Like for example, GFI.
Okay.
The sub-wallet team. We met a lot of teams when we came here last year.
Okay.
That was my first visit to Vietnam, and
Alright.
like only once you come here, you realize that this is like a pretty vibrant ecosystem. There's a lot of developers. There's a lot of hunger. There's a lot of people who just not who want to do a lot of things but are not getting the kind of exposure that they would want to. Like projects don't look at Vietnam that closely. There are some projects that do a lot of work here, but most projects don't spend a lot of time here. We thought that this has excellent potential. Certainly, like on the development side, on the ecosystem side, on education, or like a lot of other stuff. And in general, like Vietnam is like it's a fun place to be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for your time, man. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.